Hi, let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Hinaro Vera Dorhapus, the chairperson of the Asian Research Organization based in Cagayan de Oro City, Republic of the Philippines. I came across this book on case management edited by Dr. Romel Pilapil Sergio of the Canadian University of Dubai, and a full professor at that with a string of degrees to his name, and his impeccable experiences as a clinical psychologist, doing some active clinical sessions with overseas Filipino workers, a project that he does with the embassy, the Philippine embassy, and also his sterling record as a professor. All of these together will create some kind of a multidimensionality that sets it apart from all the rest because it is so engaging, so relatable, because the cases are happening right within the milieu of the student's environment, and they could actually identify with the key actors and the complexity of the dynamics that make for the problematic of the cases. And it also offers them ample opportunity to exercise their fundamental mental powers because they are guide questions that diagnose their level of understanding as well as their critical and insightful analysis of the situation. More importantly, it also triggers in them a drive to become more research oriented because a case study is always an exercise of research skills. Because to create one, you need to do primary data sources like you do interviews, utilizing narrative inquiry so that you will be able to get at the bottom of the truth by really talking to the primary key actors. And you also need to have some secondary sources of data, in which case you will need to have web sources or um, secondary uh, documents coming from the library and some other sources. All these together, you will create some kind of a prima facie evidence so that this lends credence and believability and authenticity to the case that is presented to the student. So the teacher is given here an ample opportunity to study the case and is actually provided with guide questions so that he can sharpen his pedagogy to strike out some very important details in connection with the concepts and the principles that he teaches, as well as the theories that he teaches in class, and how these are actually given life in the classroom through a discussion of the realities of these cases. What makes for a case management pedagogy very engaging also is that the way it is written, there must be competence, there must be expertise on the side of the case writer, because the details and the depth and the breadth and the altitude of the acumen of the case will also provoke intellectual discussion as well as interest between the teachers and the students. I think a vital ingredient here is also the feature where students discuss among themselves, and even they would need to interview other people outside of their own little group so that they can get some fresh insights coming from practitioners and scholars as well. So the case, therefore, is an opportunity that provides raw and intelligent experience of both the teachers and the students as they try to navigate, to understand management cases. So congratulations to our case management editor, Dr. Romel Pilapil Sergio, and his bunch of co-authors from the different parts of the world who lend their expertise and their dynamic brilliance to make sure that this book is really an addition to the fund of existing knowledge, as well as a sterling quality of book writing to the highest level. Thank you, and I hope that you will grab a copy of this case and make this as a requirement for your libraries to procure and also part of the legitimate and required readings of faculty and students. Once again, a pleasant day to all of you.